Hi, Casey. Welcome to Gabbing with Girlfriends. And this is my old friend, kind of like a daughter, old friend, Casey Clafoutis. I can't ever say your name. Clafutos. You
It's
say it.
Clefetis.
Oh, it's a softie. Who knew?
It's okay. I couldn't say it for the first couple years either, so it's all good. No, I'm just kidding.
But I don't know why. I've always, and Terry, the number of times he's corrected me, he's like, don't say it. If you can't say it correctly, don't say it. So I almost didn't say it. Anyway, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm very croaky today. I don't know why. I'm not sick, and this keeps happening. I keep kind of once a week, I kind of lose my voice. I don't really get it. But I think if it keeps happening, I should probably have it checked. But I think it's just, I maybe just talk too much.
Maybe
And
allergies or something?
yeah, that's what I think too.
Are you in Utah or
That's
are
what I
you in Las
think.
Vegas?
I'm in Vegas, missing Utah, where I spent most of the summer with the grandkids. And I love it there so much. I can't believe how mountain life is so good for the soul, or for my soul anyway.
Oh, yeah. No, of course.
So, how do you like having moved? Are you happy?
I am beyond happy. I love it.
You do?
I absolutely love it. Yeah, I do. We're really happy.
And have you made friends?
I've made more friends here than since high school. I've made a
But
lot. It's
like,
this. It's the Southern hospitality.
yes,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
Um, and California is not the easiest place to do anything, let alone make friends. It just isn't.
No, it's really not. It's a whole nother world.
And do you miss it at all?
I don't.
Neither do
I
I.
don't. I miss, of course, my family because my family's there. But I think because I was born and raised there, that I've never experienced this before. It's like heaven on earth, and I'm really happy. I really, really am happy.
I'm so glad. It's exciting. It's exciting to do something different, and I think it's so much easier too when you have a young child, because you meet people through their school and playgrounds or whatever sort of things you do, gymnastics, whatever it is. And I think that makes it so much easier to kind of to start all over again, because you're starting all over again with another person.
No, that's exactly it. You're exactly right. You're sort of forced to make friends,
Right.
and I want her to be social. I'm not the most social, honestly. I tend to be a recluse and I have to pull myself out of that. But I want her to be social, so I have to be social.
And how does she like school?
She loves it. She
Does
loves
she?
it. She is so independent. She is a social butterfly. She's like, see you later.
Can you
Bye.
believe it?
Doesn't want to come home. Yeah, she loves it.
It's with her having the parents she has, that's so cool to hear, because I know you both are more reserved than a lot of people.
Yeah,
Like my husband,
yeah, yeah.
he's like that.
We tend to be a little, homebodies, but
So what is she into now?
oh, well, she just started into gymnastics, which is really fun and exciting to see because I did gymnastics for a little while, and so it's just I have so much fun watching her, and she literally just started. It's only been 2 weeks, but she loves it. She's really good.
She
She's
does.
she's a natural.
That's so cool. And does she have friends in your neighborhood,
We do. We have
or
some
just
kid.
from school?
Yep, she's got a ton of friends, so many friends. Everyone knows her. We go to school events and everyone's June, June, June. We crack up. And that was one of the things her kindergarten teacher told us is, she has no problem making friends. And she's got older friends, third graders and fourth graders, and
Oh my God.
it's hilarious. But yeah, we've got some great kids in our neighborhood, and we do lemonade stands and we get together with them. And
Oh.
yeah, we do water play days in the summer. It's great. It's great.
And does she know what she wants to be for Halloween yet?
She wants to be a snake.
Oh.
She's always been, these headphones are obnoxious, but she's always been boy costumes. So she's always been like Spider-Man and gecko, and it's hilarious. And I love it. So I always, whatever
Yeah,
you want to be. And so this year she wants to be a snake. So I don't know where I'm going to find a
I love
snake
it.
costume, but
Good luck with that.
yeah, yeah, she's funny.
Um, and does your family come down to visit?
My mom has come out. Yeah, she came for a while. I forget where Tommy was, but I like to bring her out, especially when he does go away, because it's nice to
Yeah.
have that alone time with her. So she came out and stayed for I just basically bought her a one-way ticket and I was like, you're staying here until you want to go home. So I held her captive
Ah,
for like almost a month, and then she's like, okay, I
oh,
need you to go
nice.
home
Very
now
nice.
because I have three little brothers. So who are all in college, but she's still very much,
A
mom.
mom.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
And then has Tommy made new friends there or people that he's kind of known in the business or
People that he's known in the business, he'll get together, yeah, with other musicians and stuff. But he's more of a homebody than I am.
so no school dads?
No.
Yeah, that took Terry a while too.
No, no. And I don't know if that's just because of the music thing and it's sort of maybe he doesn't relate so much, or I don't know what it is. I'm not going to speak for him, but I mean, he's of course social when we are out, but he tends to just do his thing and he likes to be home.
Yeah, I think that's just his personality. It's just the
Yeah,
way he was made.
yeah, yeah.
And how did you decide to go there?
Oh my gosh. So Tommy came out here again for something. Can't remember what it was. And he was at a friend's house and he was sitting on his property. They had dinner over there. And he literally called me and he just said, "Honey, you have to see, like you have to come out here. You have to see this. It's beautiful." He was obsessed and he came home and he wouldn't stop about it and he was obsessed and it was like, "No, this is happening." And I'm like, "Huh?" Like, "Wait, what? Huh? Where are we going?" So a month later for my birthday, we came out for 4 or 5 days, drove around, got a feel for it. And he's like, "What do you think? What do you think?" And I'm like, sure, yeah, yeah, it's great, it's beautiful. Whatever. I'm really easy. I'm very go with the flow. I like change. I get excited about change. I kind of am uncomfortable staying in one place, to be honest with you. So I was like, let's do it. Let's go. And we put our house on the market, and I think we were here 2 months later.
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't realize it was that quick.
It
Normally people
was
spend a while or go back two or three times or whatever. That's amazing.
it was so fast. It was so fast. And what made you guys, how did you end up over in Las Vegas? I lived there.
I didn't know
I
that.
did for 2 years.
And why? Work or just a friend or
Oh, for me?
yeah.
For work.
Well, we got a little villa in Utah and the kids came out to visit and we realized this little villa was really too little to do anything. And we still lived in LA and then decided we loved it there so much that we may as well make that our home. So sold the villa, got a proper house, and at the time we had five dogs. Sadly, we're down to two, but we had five dogs. So whenever we would go back and forth between LA and Utah, we were driving because we had five dogs, and decided that we needed some place to stop over. So Las Vegas was the obvious choice. I guess it could have been St. George, which is beautiful, but yeah, so we did. And yeah, we're quite nicely settled now. It took a little while, but it took no time for Utah, but it took a little while for Vegas. And then James, our youngest son, had a baby in January and he lives in London. So now we're spending more time there. So I'm kind of a gypsy in my old age. I'm everywhere. And settling nicely wherever I am. It's
Yeah.
bizarre. I don't really know how I can still enjoy. Sorry to say, still enjoy the travel, but I think I just don't like being in one place too long, and that's just probably because of our lives we've always had. So one of these days, though, I'm sure I'm going to be forced to make one decision, one place, one decision, and that'll probably be Utah,
Yeah.
which is where any of my grandkids live. Some are in LA, and now I've got one in England. So Who knows? Who knows? But we're just enjoying it the way we are now anyway. So on we
Yeah.
go.
Well, what a beautiful place to be. Utah is just gorgeous.
You guys have to. I said this before, but you really, really, really have to come visit. I know June would love to learn to ski.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to get her off the mountain.
Can you ski?
Yeah, I lived in Mammoth Lakes, California. After high school, I moved there to snowboard. I've never tried actually skiing. I've always wanted to, but I jumped into snowboarding and I spent
Oh wow.
a few years there, yeah, snowboarding, and it was, ugh,
Oh, that's
I
cool.
love it. I love it. I love it. My dad and I keep talking. He's a big skier, and we keep talking about
He is.
making an effort to go together once a year or something, but we haven't quite done it. But oh, there's
Well, you
nothing
have to come do
better.
New York City. Please. I'd
Yeah.
love that.
And you ski?
No. We took a
No?
lesson once. It was disastrous. It was just disastrous. I thought Terry thought it was the end of the world. I mean, it was like I spent more time laughing, not at him, but kind of it was just it was pretty funny, I guess. But during our lesson, I fell. He was perfectly fine. I fell. I just tripped over myself. No big deal. And he goes, "That's it. I'm done." As if it was him that fell. And if somebody got injured, nobody was injured. It was a funny kind of trip. And
Oh, but
yeah,
how
no,
sweet is
no,
that? He's like, no, my wife fell. This is it. This is done. I don't want her
no, he
hurt.
just
Nobody's
liked
getting
that as an
hurt here.
excuse.
Oh, no, I think that's sweet. Hey, at least he tried it. Mine would,
Yeah,
Tommy would never. He would never.
I don't blame him.
He would
I don't
never.
blame him. And the worst part of the whole thing to me was putting the boots on.
Ugh, it's the
It was
worst.
horrible.
It's the worst. And you
Yeah,
got to schlep
the
yourself up to
worst.
the top, and then you're
Ugh.
hot, and you're taking stuff off halfway down the
Yeah,
mountain.
yeah,
It's a great
never
workout, though.
again.
I love when you're getting a workout without realizing you're getting a workout, and then 2 days later you can't get out of bed.
That's
And
true. So that leads me to my next question for you.
yeah.
How did you get into fitness and nutrition to the degree that you are? Because it's very, very impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
That's so sweet. Well, I mean, I grew up, my mom was always working out in our little living room. And I don't know, I was just always right next to her, copying her. And then I loved to make my girlfriends work out. And they would always ask me, what do you do? Or how do I get this? Or how do you do that? And I just loved showing them. So I guess it was always in me. But how it really came about, I guess, was after my daughter, and we've talked about this, and I know you can relate to this, but she was born with a gene mutation that affects her body's ability to produce collagen the way that it should. Um, so there was just a lot when she was first born. There was a lot of surgeries. It was really scary. It was just a really scary, hard time. And I got stuck in that fight or flight from just the stress of it all. And I couldn't get out of it. Like I could not get out of it. Even once we were home and she was fine, it was just, I was stuck in it and I was triggered by things and I was jumpy and I couldn't see certain situations on the TV or I would have a breakdown. And so I had to go. I went and saw a doctor and told her, I'm just having this anxiety. I'm having a really hard time. And so she sent me home with a list of people that I could go talk to, therapist or whatever. And it's just not me. That's just not me to go talk to somebody. I just feel like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you what's really going on anyway. So and I'm frugal, so you're not gonna take my money. So I just took a step back and just looked at what can I do. I started teaching myself yoga. I've tried every diet under the sun, and I just kind of dove in and got obsessed with everything health and wellness and tried everything. You name it, I've done it. Um, but yeah, that was a really long way to answer that question.
No,
But
no, it's
that's why. That's why I was struggling and I had to get out of it. I had to pull myself out of it.
and then like you said, you've been on every kind of diet because I know you're quite. I love when I read your posts and I see, when you have different recipes or different, thoughts on different food products or whatever. So you just kind of found what worked for you and and wanted to share. Is kind of how that happened.
Exactly. And I just wanted to share just a healthy lifestyle in general because I really think, because I've been that person, I really think people don't realize. I mean, we don't, it's funny that we have to remind ourselves to get outside and get sunshine and drink water and eat food and be social. Because, I mean, naturally, if you go back to caveman times, it's like you didn't tell anyone they needed to go out and exercise. We were hunting for food, right? So it's kind of funny that we have to do that. But I know there's still people out there that don't realize that, your migraine headaches or your anxiety or this and that. I'm not saying this is the answer, but it's somewhere to start. And you would be surprised that even something just like, something might be in your diet that's affecting you in a way that you don't realize. So,
Yeah.
so I don't know. So I share little things that have worked with me along the way again, because I just want to, I don't know, encourage anyone to try to, I don't know, pull themselves out.
Well,
I
it's
guess.
definitely worked for
I
you. And
guess.
it's, I mean, it's, I'll sit there and I'll watch some of your, I don't know what they're called, but some of your fitness routines. And I'm just like blown away that you kind of found all this on your own. It's not like, you went to school to any kind of classes to learn to be a fitness guru. You just do it. And
Yeah.
it's so impressive, honestly.
Well, and you don't
It's
have to. You don't have to. I mean, it's all trial and error. And I mean, I do have my personal training certificate, but I couldn't tell you what I learned in the program, to be honest with you. Like, I don't remember everything from the book. Everything that I've learned is from doing and from trial and error. And so, anyone can do it. It's all out there. That's the good side of where we're at. You can look anything up.
so do you need that certificate to teach?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I think well, it depends. Yes, it depends on your state and where you want to do it.
And would you ever professionally teach?
I would. Yeah, I would.
That's cool.
I would. I'm playing with ideas now that June is back in school and I have free time. So I have the time to do something with my time now, and yeah,
No, that's really
definitely.
cool. And June's doing well health wise now. Everything's good.
She is doing amazing. Yeah, we're very blessed.
Knock on whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. So she just like has, at this point, we are at just like a once a year. We have a big once a year appointment and they do, eyes and ears and development and they do it all. It's a full body thing to make sure we're not missing anything. And so that's a good place to be. Yeah, once a year.
yeah, it really, and I know because I went through it with with James.
Right.
And when you get to that, you just need to see the doctor once a year. It's a breeze.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm trying to think what else. Well, I have just a couple of kind of my silly little quiz questions for you, if I may.
Okay.
Um, okay, if you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
My gosh, what a hard question.
Okay, you could do two. Two
Okay.
songs for.
Okay, the two that are okay. I love all music and it depends on your mood and this and that. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Um, and all of that. But something that I always come back to, and it's also visual, it's not so much the song, but it's the visual. It's the clip of Joe Cocker at Woodstock. Have you seen the clip when he comes? What will you do? Oh God, I can't sing this as a public. If I sang out of tune and he
You
sings,
can.
oh, the tone of his
I
voice and
know
the
the clip.
silence of the crowd. You do okay, and just of course the way he moves. I don't know. I'm obsessed with that clip. Love
I
it.
just got chills actually.
Yes, gets me every time. That gets me every time. Um, I
That's a
guess,
good answer.
yeah, yeah. That I'm a sucker for a deep voice. So, do you know who Ray LaMontagne is?
Yeah.
Oh, obsessed. Yeah. I guess that would be and then and Joe Cocker, Rocky Mountain Way, not because he says my name, but because I don't know, I feel like when that song comes on the radio, it makes you feel good.
Okay, I can't even think of that one. How does that one go?
Uh, Spent the last year Rocky Mountain Way. No?
Oh
Oh,
no.
Gloria!
Oh, I don't know. I
And then
always think I kind of
there's
know
a part
everything. I may not know that.
there's a part in the song where he puts, I don't know what it's called, but that thing that goes in their mouth and they go rah, 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 like the sound of the guitar. There's like, I don't know, I just
Yeah.
think it's the coolest thing.
No, I don't think I know that. Now I'm going to have to. When we finish, I'm going
Okay,
to have to look
I'll
it up.
send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Um, okay, so if you could only have, what I'm sorry to say, if you could only have one drink, it doesn't have to be that, but what is your favorite drink, either alcohol or non alcohol?
It's really boring, but it's my electrolytes. I'm so
Oh,
boring. Um,
that's not boring.
yeah, I don't
My
know.
favorite's iced tea. So
Okay.
that's not boring.
It's like a treat
Iced tea
to
is
me.
boring.
Yeah. I try to stay away from sugar. So that's like if I want something sweet, I feel like I'm having a little sweet treat.
And is there sugar in there?
This is monk fruit.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So,
oh, wow.
yeah,
That's cool.
I know it's
So do you
funny.
have no sugar in your house?
No, we have it
Or
in our,
will you do some things
I
with
mean, we
sugar?
have some things. Tommy has a sweet tooth, so it gets in here.
Me too.
But
Me too.
I'm more of a salty. So I can't have chips in the house or they're gone in a day.
And does June have sugar?
I mean, she does, but not.
Not excessively.
No, no, not excessively. No, I'm pretty good about keeping it out because it's just not good. It's not good.
No,
She's
it's
hyper
not.
enough. She has enough energy. I don't need her on sugar.
Yeah, I never think about these things, but I watch my grandkids who don't have sugar. They don't have gluten, and yeah, it's pretty interesting to watch just how kind of their mood is. And now that one's a 13-year-old, how her, just how her demeanor is, and especially being 13. And I know her mom, and I get it, attributes a lot of that to sugar, not having the sugar.
Yeah, no,
And just,
absolutely. Yeah. So are
so,
they're pretty. You notice that they're pretty.
yeah,
That's great.
yep,
That's great.
very even keeled.
Yes, I know.
I should have cut sugar out of my life years ago, but I didn't. Um, do you have anything that you're binge watching on the TV?
Well, I am a reality show junkie. So
So go on. Like what?
I'm always watching my housewives. Or do you watch reality TV?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you
I
do?
do.
What do you watch?
Uh-huh. Well, I watch The Bachelor.
Oh, I don't do that.
Um, does that count or no?
Yeah, no, it does. I never got into it.
Okay. Um, well, I'm kind of not into it at the moment, but I watch that, and I watch. Um, well, maybe that's all. But I watch. Do things like America's Got Talent count as reality TV?
Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or
Okay.
competition
I
shows.
watch
Okay, you
things
like
like that.
competition shows.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
That's what I like. And not things like 90 Day Bride or whatever those things are. Only because I've never watched it, but a really good friend of mine who's actually just came to stay with me for a few days, she watches, I don't know what it's called. 90 Day Bride, is that right?
90 Day Fiance.
That's it.
Yeah.
I guess 90 Day Bride sounds pretty grim. But this woman like is a Tony Award winning Broadway producer. Like she's really serious and she's really quite creative, and she's whatever. She's like addicted to that show and others like it. But that was the only one I can remember, and I couldn't even remember that one correctly. But yeah, it's funny. It's so funny to me. But I guess it's good escapism anyway,
It is.
right?
It is. It is. And it's, I don't know. I don't know, but it is addicting. I love them. I love them all. I love Below Deck. I love The Housewives. Anything reality. I don't watch real shows anymore. It's crazy. I can't.
That's so funny.
I feel like
That's so funny.
the reality shows are real and then the actors are faking because they're acting. So it's like it's swapped, even though we know these reality shows aren't fully
Totally real,
real.
but real
Everyone's
enough.
doing their
Real enough.
part.
And will Tommy watch those with you?
Oh gosh, no. No, no, no. Never.
Yeah,
No.
I bet. Do you
No.
like documentaries?
I
Because that's like
do. I
reality.
do.
Yeah,
Reality,
me too.
definitely documentaries I love. I will watch documentaries. Um, Speaking of health, there's that new one that just came out, How to Live to 100. Did you watch that yet? I haven't watched it, but
Is that about the blue
yes.
zones?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, but I read the book. And I actually met Dan, the man that wrote it. And it is just so unbelievable. I mean, it's true, it's real. And it's kind of that whole Mediterranean diet thing where I know Loma Linda, which is in California, is one of the blue zones, and that's all vegan. And then there's places in Italy or Greece or whatever where it's fish and olive oils and or those kind of things. Now I'm spoiling for you, but yeah, you get the gist anyway. But do watch it because I'm going to watch it even having read the book. It's supposed to be really good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think
So
I remember hearing about the Blue Zones before. I don't know if I read the book or a book or whatever, but I remember getting the gist of it. I remember the Mediterranean diet was sort of the I don't remember. But yeah, yeah, I'm excited to check it out. And community too is what they found is like the main
yeah,
contributor
yes,
is community.
and I so believe that because I think I play a lot of games. I play things like Rummy Cube
I love Rummy
and Rummy
Cube.
Cube and even Rummy Cube on my phone. Um, that's my addiction. But I find that when you play games, and I guess maybe it's that whole competition thing too, but it keeps your brain going. It keeps your brain, helps keep the brain youthful, they say, and laughing, and just um, that social interaction's really, really important to both, you know, staying young and staying healthy. So, yeah, I'm a total believer in that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the easiest one either. It's the one I struggle with
No,
the most. Here I am doing
but
all these
it's
things, and that's sort of, to be honest,
you have
the
to put the
hardest.
brakes on somewhere.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, but I need to work on that.
but I think half the job in working on anything is knowing you need to work on it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, maybe next
yeah,
time I'll come back
yeah.
and I'll have all these stories of all these people I've been hanging out with. Who knows?
Um, so, do you go to lunch with people?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have a few girlfriends, a few other moms that I've made, and I do make a point to grab coffee or go to lunch and
Oh, good,
yeah,
good. Because
definitely.
I think that's so important.
Yeah, because you do always feel great afterwards, always, and then you realize
Yeah,
like, oh my God, I just needed to
yeah,
socialize.
and just to be able to share a little bit, even if you make half
Yeah.
of it up, it doesn't matter. Just to be able to just have that communication
Yeah,
and that sense of
definitely.
community.
Yeah, definitely. I believe in it big time. I've actually been wanting to get into tennis. I'm dying to try tennis or pickleball. I guess pickleball is like the new rage.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and
I
that's
just
something that
started
kind of,
playing it.
what's that?
I just started pickleball.
Oh, did
Don't even
you?
ask, but yeah,
Do you like it?
I love it.
Do you?
And I can't play tennis.
Okay.
This is much. It's different, but to me, it's easier.
So what's the idea? You're just closer together, not so,
Yeah, you don't have to run as much, so
right?
that suits me fine. And but you hit the ball. It's not a ball anyway. It's a different kind of thing, and you hit it differently, more like a paddle ball, I guess. I mean, racquetball.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know what it's like. I don't know because I've never played anything else, so I can't really tell you. But you do hit it differently because I was speaking to my neighbor last night, and she's an amazing tennis player, and she said that when she first started playing pickleball, it was so hard for her because she'd want to swing, and you don't swing. You just hit it differently.
Huh. Okay.
But so to me, easier. But
Yeah.
uh,
But that's a great form of community. I mean, you have to play with people, so
yeah,
yeah.
you do, you do. Um, so, do you have a favorite quote or motto that you try to live by? That's a hard one.
Yeah. It used to be if a ship is safe, wait, a ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are for. That was like my motto growing up. I always had to be free. But now my motto would be give it to God, let go and let
Oh,
God, something like that. Yeah,
oh, that's nice.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so this is the last one. Um, and this is the hardest one, I think, because the question really is if you could redo your life all over again, what's one thing you'd change? But I find that it's kind of difficult because if you did anything differently in your life, then it would take a whole different, well, my belief is it would take a whole different path and and maybe go in a different direction if you changed one little thing. So I don't know if the question really is correctly asked by asking if you could redo your life all over again, what would you do differently? Instead, I'll try it this way. If there's anything that you ever did that you could um, go back and do again, would you not? Or would you?
And I can still be where I'm at today.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yes. As long as I could still be where I'm at
No, no,
today,
still, yeah, path doesn't change.
yes, of course, there's things that I would do differently. Absolutely.
Are you going to share any?
But then again, that's all learning experience, and I wouldn't know what I know,
Yes.
and I wouldn't feel how I feel. Um, so that's a tough one. That's a
Do you
hard
know what
one.
mine? Whenever I kind of play it with myself, mine's always really superficial. Like
Like,
I think I do it. I think I try to trick myself. I think I do that, thinking if I keep it light, then it won't change or alter anything. But mine's always like really stupid. Like I would have turned up at this place earlier for a particular reason. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing. Um, or I wouldn't have, I would have, wouldn't have gone to that particular meeting, or I would have, things like that. Nothing major. Like I
yeah.
can't ever play it where I'm doing something that is like, whoa, like I wouldn't have had that friend, or I wouldn't have had, like those kind of things I think are important in your life. The good friends, the bad friends, or indifferent. That is all part of your growing experience, I think.
Yeah, it's all learning experience. Like even you can go back, I can go back and maybe think of a moment like, why didn't I, at the time, maybe I didn't have the confidence to see what was in front of me, let's say, I don't know, for example. But that's what's made me so confident today. Or do you ever,
Yeah.
if somebody says something to you or says something, someone says something to you and you're like, oh, I wish I would have said this, and it comes to you later.
All
Like
every day,
there's
every
those
day.
things. But I have to say, I do recognize that looking back on my life, I do have moments, I do have moments of regret, but all of those moments of regret come from me not being my authentic self. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally makes
Each
sense.
and every moment, something as simple as, you know, oh gosh, I don't know. How deep we want to go here, Gloria.
Go for it. Let's
But no,
hear.
I do. I feel like the moments that I do may have that I wish I could do differently or that I regret, I was acting either out of character or not true to who I am. So for if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense because I echo that. I do. Um, yeah, yeah. I try.
Or letting other people's opinions dictate my decision. You do that a lot. I feel like I don't do that as much as I'm getting older. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, no,
But
no. You
yeah, when you're
that
younger and
I think that comes with age,
yeah,
where you learn to like not care.
right. No, no, no. Like I'm doing this because for whatever reason, this is what I want to do. I don't, it might be
Right,
wrong, it might be
right.
right, but for whatever reason, this is what I want to do.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
kind of, other people's opinions don't really get into your head as much.
yeah. I like that. I like that. Um, well, I guess on that we can on that happy bit we can wind down. If there is there anything else you want to add, Anything you want to share before we say goodbye? And this is only part one. We have to do a part two as well.
Oh gosh, I don't know. With the topic being self-care, I guess one more thing I would like to say,
Oh no, I'd love that. Please.
because I knew we wanted to come on and talk about self-care, and we can dive more into like, what that looks like or whatever at another time. But I do feel like we have to have a mission for our life that is bigger than ourselves. And self-care is very much, you know, inward focus, which is fine, and we all need to do it. But I think at some point, what I'm trying to say is you can kind of get stuck on this wheel of improving and getting better and reading this book and trying this diet and doing this, and you kind of are always on this trying to improve and get better. But at some point, I think I just see a lot of people, myself included, who get stuck in that. And I think you have to get to a point where you realize, you look at where you came from and where you're at, and realize my mind is much clearer. My body is the strongest it's ever been. Now it's time to step out and use what I've learned. And I feel like when we step out, something that's on my mind or that comes to my mind is, okay, what am I contributing? Like, take this person that you're putting all this work into becoming your best version of yourself, and now you need to step out and contribute, whether that's to your spouse or your kids or your community, whatever it is. What is your contribution? So I would encourage people too, who are kind of in that, self-care and wanting to improve, to give yourself some grace and some credit and get out of it also. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love that. That makes
Yeah,
total sense because, if you've been able to go from here to here, and it's like, it's kind of like rewarding yourself because you feel so good when you do something for your community or something special for your child or something special for your spouse. Because presumably, if you're doing self care, you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for anybody else, it's yourself. And when you get to the place where, you know, you've progressed so far, or even gone as far as maybe you can go, that you have to maintain, but there's no further than the next step. See, logically seems to be sharing it. And you can't share your body strength, and you can't share. I mean, you could go on your website and look at the things you do share, but then going out and sharing in the community, if it's charity work or if it's, you know, just taking the day and go cleaning up at the park, or
exactly.
just for yourself, just
Exactly.
just to do it, not for any other reason, but just for yourself. That's I
What
think that's an extension of self help anyway, because you feel good for it.
Right. Whatever's in your heart, whatever, we all have different things that touch our hearts, and different, charities that we pour ourselves into for whatever
Yeah,
reason. And so I would say that that is the next step, you know.
I love that.
Take your time, read your books, do your development, get healthy, but then let's go. Like, let's go. Let's be brave, let's step out, and let's go. I don't know.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing everything.
All right.
And I really do look forward to doing this again with you. And I'm excited to see you guys in Utah. I'm going to text you.
Okay, we're there. I love Utah, but you might.
Okay.
We got to get you back on the skis. We got to give you another. You got to get back out
Oh no,
there.
I'll sit there and drink the hot chocolate. That's
Okay.
the way I
All right.
participate.
Okay.
That's my contribution to skiing.
You, Tommy, and
Um,
Terry will all have hot chocolate,
yes,
and I'll
yes.
be out there
Thank you,
forcing
thank
June
you, thank you.
down
And
the thing.
I'll text you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks so much for tuning in today. And be sure to follow Gabbing with Girlfriends on here so you never miss an episode. You can also find us on social media for more fun and in depth conversations. Thank you.